Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. The end. But that makes for a very short, boring, nonsensical story. Let's try that again, shall we? Ahem. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall and narrowly avoided having a great fall. Because all the king's horses and all the king's men said, "Don't sit on that wall, it's windy, my friend." Humpty Dumpty considered their words and realized sitting atop walls is absurd. He carefully climbed down till his feet touched the ground, and King of Safety, Humpty Dumpty was crowned. Humpty Dumpty worked at a pace that was brisk. He made signs, he made rules, helping all avoid risk. Don't sit there, don't stand there, be careful up high. He ordered, he pestered, and he wasn't shy. Eventually the people had all had enough. His signs and his rules prevented fun stuff. Whether something to do or someplace to go, Humpty Dumpty placed warnings, and they all said no.
But I want to jump over this candlestick. I promise I'm nimble. I swear that I'm quick.
But my family needs water. I must fill this pail. My sister Jill and I surely won't fail. Soon all the king's horses and all the king's men grew tired of the rules and wanted an end. So while Humpty slept, though it took them some time, they went around the kingdom and changed a few signs. At dawn, Humpty Dumpty awoke with a smirk. He walked around the town to see all his work. When walking about proved tiring and hot, he needed to sit and soon found a safe spot. So Humpty then sat on that very same wall, and when the wind blew, he had a great fall. And all the king's horses and all the king's men would never have to listen to Humpty again. But when Humpty landed hard on the ground, he didn't break. Instead, he bounced up and down. Bouncing? Not broken? What was the matter? He's an egg after all. He should splatter and shatter. The king's horses and men were all quite confused, while Humpty kept on bouncing, looking quite amused. Their plan to get rid of Humpty Dumpty had been foiled because, children, to be safe, he'd had himself hard-boiled. Always hard-boil your eggs, children. Always. The end. The Princess and the Pea is an interesting story. The overly picky prince determined to find a true princess, and the pea in the bed... never mind. Anyway, odd tale indeed. Let's look at how this story should have ended, shall we?
Oh, Mother, I fear I shall never find a true princess that is truly true. And now it is beginning to rain. Woe is me.
Don't despair, my darling dear. You deserve a princess. As true as can be.
And while the picky prince was at his whiniest, and the storm had reached its stormiest, there came a knock at the castle's front door. The prince opened the door to find the soggiest, muddiest, least princessiest-looking young woman he had ever seen.
Hello.
Yes?
I got separated from my traveling companions during this terrible storm. May I please come in out of the rain?
I'm sorry, but we're only allowing entrance to true princesses. Good day. But the woman at the door would not give up. She knocked even louder this time.
Yes?
I am a true princess. Please, let me come in out of the rain.
The prince was confused. Could this soggy, muddy, now grumpy young woman truly be a true princess?
Of course you can come in, my dear.
Oh, thank you. I'm so tired, drenched, and hungry. I've barely slept at all on this trip. What I really need is shelter for the night.
But Mother, she's...
Of course. Why don't you get something to eat and warm up by the fire as we prepare a nice room for you to sleep in tonight?
Thank you so much.
But Mother, why would you...
Don't worry, darling. I have the perfect way to test if she's a true princess or not.
So while the soggy princess dried out, the queen directed her servants to prepare a bed with 20 mattresses.
More?
More!
Then she added 20 soft down comforters.
More?
More!
Then the queen took a single, tiny green pea and placed it under the massive pile of comforters and mattresses.
More?
No. A true princess is sensitive. So if she feels that tiny pea under all of that, then we will know she is a true princess.
Why don't we just call the kingdom she says she's from and ask them if she's a princess?
This is the only way!
The next morning at breakfast, the prince and the queen anxiously awaited the arrival of the princess. Finally, she dragged herself down the stairs with what the prince thought were very promising bags under her red, swollen eyes.
Good morning, my dear.
How did you sleep last night?
Sadly, I didn't sleep well at all. Thank you for the room, but there was some sort of rock or lump in those mattresses. And no matter how I tossed or turned, I couldn't get comfortable. I never actually fell asleep.
Hooray!
You passed the test!
What?
That was all a test! Only a true princess would be sensitive enough to know the pea was there. You passed! And now we know you are a true princess!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I showed up on your doorstep drenched, filthy, and exhausted. And you decided to test me?
Yes, it was all a test. But you passed, so hooray!
And now you two can get married!
Yes!
Hooray!
Married! Ha-ha!
No! We're not getting married! What is wrong with you people? That's the meanest thing anyone has ever done to me! Why would I want to marry someone who treats women that way?
Because I'm a prince.
What was it you said to me last night? Oh, right, I remember. Good day.
But wait! You're the only true princess in the land!
Yeah, but you're not the only prince. I'm off to find someone nicer.
And she did find someone nicer. A kind prince who respected her and didn't try to put her through silly, stupid tests. They lived happily ever after and never ate peas. So, the moral of the story? Always be nice to people and don't hide your vegetables under the bed. The end. We've all heard of Peter Piper and the pack of pickled peppers that he picked, but we never found out what happened to those peck of pickled peppers that Peter Piper picked. That's not acceptable. We must know what happened. Ahem. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? The people of Pepperopolis were puzzled and proceeded to ponder the possibilities.
Perhaps Peter Piper packed the peck of pickled peppers per proper packing practices.
Or, perchance, the peppers proved putrid, and Peter decided the peck of pickled peppers were too pitiful for packing.
But probably, prior to packing, Peter Piper pinched the peck of pickled peppers by putting them in his pockets.
Perplexed, the people petitioned the Pepper Police to puzzle it out.
I'm pleased to proclaim that the Pepper Police pledge to place this pepper perpetrator in prison, providing the Pepper Police procure proper proof proving Peter Piper positively pinched the peck of pickled peppers. Punishment procedures will be proposed, pronounced, and performed publicly and proudly.
Presently, the prosecution proposes Peter Piper purposely stole the peck of pickled peppers for purposes of picking out.
Peter Piper pleaded and protested his process was pure. But Peter's protests were put down and passed over by the prosecution. Peter would be punished in prison. Poor Peter. But then, the perfume of pickled peppers permeated the proceedings. The people were perplexed and pondered.
What person has presently partaken of pickled peppers?
The prosecution was puzzled.
How could puffs of peppery perfume persist when peppers haven't been present in these proceedings?
Then Peter pointed at Percival the pirate, properly pegged as Pirate Purplebeard, and pronounced,
I proclaim pepper piracy from that peppery perfumed person who partook of the peck of pickled peppers. It was Pirate Purplebeard who stole the pickled peppers that I picked.
Percival the pirate, provoked to passion, plunged past people, pursued by Pepper Police, and popped poor people with peppers in his path. Peter too plunged forward, picked up a pike, and poked it at Percival, parting Pirate Pepperbeard from the prized peck of pickled peppers. The Pepper Police imprisoned Percival promptly.
Peter's purity in proper pepper picking and packing is proved.
Yes, we promptly proclaim Peter Piper to be pure in pepper-picking purpose.
And Pirate Purplebeard, professional pepper thief, has publicly been proved to have procured the peppers improperly.
Pickled peppers were protected, and Peter's participation in petty thievery was proved pure poppycock. And Peter Piper was presently promoted to premier picker of pickled peppers in Pepperopolis. So, children, the moral: pass up the pitfalls of being a pirate and pick up your peppers properly. Period. The end. Oh, hello. Everyone has heard the tale of Little Red Riding Hood. We know how she met the big bad wolf in the woods on her way to Grandma's house. We know how the wolf got to Grandma's house first and disguised himself as Grandma. What big eyes you have, and what big teeth you have, and blah, 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 and rescued by the woodcutter at the last minute, etc., etc. We've all heard that story. But here's how Little Red Riding Hood should have ended.
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
What's that? Smells like a little girl. A little girl wearing a hooded cape. Yes, red dye number 40, but there's something else. A rosewood basket filled with muffins. Pardon me, unaccompanied little girl. I couldn't help but notice you, by yourself, traveling alone through this dark and scary forest. Alone.
Yeah?
Where are you headed with that delicious-smelling basket of goodies?
Little Red Riding Hood knew how crafty and dangerous wolves can be, so she came up with a very clever plan.
I'm headed to my grandma's house. It's down the path in that direction. But I can't stay and chat. My poor, sick, feeble, vulnerable grandmother is waiting for me right down the end of that path. That way. Yep.
How delicious of you. I mean, how dedicated of you. But might I recommend taking time to gather some wonderfully beautiful flowers for your grandma as you go? There are many flowers just slightly off the path.
Oh, so you think I should bear slightly off the path to gather flowers?
Yes, the delay will definitely be worth it.
Well, thank you. I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Please do. I'm sure your grandmother will be very surprised.
Thank you so much for bearing with me as I bear this basket onto my grandmother's house and help her bear her sickness that she can barely bear.
What's funny?
Nothing. Off I go. La 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 la.
Yes. Now to cut through the woods and arrive at grandmother's house first. Sucker.
Sucker.
Oh my, bad directions. That's clever. But I wonder, whatever became of that wolf?
Hello, Granny. Wait, you're not Grandma. Oh, goodness. What big teeth you have.
I don't think we'll need to worry about him anymore. More muffins?
Please. And Little Red Riding Hood happily enjoyed muffins with her grandmother, who got well soon after. All because Red Riding Hood was a smart and practical girl who knew that wolves were dangerous and can't be trusted. The moral? Always give wolves bad directions. Always. The end. Oh, hello again. In my many years of studying nursery rhymes, fairy tales, and fables, I've noticed that sometimes even the most confusing problems have the simplest solutions. So here are 3 stories that only need a little bit of fixing. A quick fix, if you will. Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, the Gingerbread Man, and Little Miss Muffet. Let's give them a quick fix, shall we?
And when we get back from our walk, the temperature of the porridge will be just right.
Wait a minute, dear. Shouldn't we lock the door before we leave?
Oh, silly me. Of course we should lock the door. Someone might have broken in and eaten our porridge.
Don't be ridiculous, baby bear. No one would eat other people's food.
Look, it's a house. I bet it's full of delicious food and chairs and beds. Oh no, it's locked. I guess I'll just go back home instead of wandering around the woods unattended, trying to get into other people's houses.
I think my gingerbread man is finally ready to come out of the oven. And doesn't he smell delicious? I'll just keep this window closed to keep all this delicious gingerbread smell inside.
Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me on the gingerbread.
Not so fast, Cookie.
What do we have here? Little Miss Muffet seems to be eating something delicious. Time for the old scare, snatch, and grab routine.
Nothing like a bowl of curds and whey in the morning. Yes, I just love these little dairy blobs floating in this watery, chalky goop.
Blobs and goop.
And the way they squeak as you bite them just makes me giggle.
That sounds disgusting.
Yes, most people throw away milk when it's been sitting out too long, but not me. I wait until the milk gets chunky, and then I use it to make these amazing curds and whey.
I think I'm gonna be sick. Keep your nasty curds and whey, lady.
And there you have it. 3 defective stories fixed in record time. Excellent. What's that? Oh, right, the moral, of course. Let's see. The moral is, always lock your door, close your window while baking, and people will never steal your food if it's gross. Never. The end. Hello. Remember the story of the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf? The huffing and puffing and the blowing the house down, etc., etc.? We've all heard that story. But I've always thought, if those pigs were smart enough to build houses, they should have been more prepared. Let's fix that, shall we? Ahem.
Finally, we're out on our own. Yep, I can't wait to have my own house.
That reminds me. I heard there's a big bad wolf in the land and he likes to blow down poorly made houses.
Then it sounds like we need a plan.
The pigs came up with an ingenious plan, and each went to his task. One built a house of straw, one built a house of sticks, and one built a house of bricks. Pretty soon, the big bad wolf showed up at the first house.
Oh, so hungry. Haven't eaten in days. Wait, what's that smell? Yes, it's my favorite. A young pig deliciously wrapped up in a flimsy house. A little pig, let me in.
Aha! He's finally here. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Is he rhyming with me? Fine, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. What? A trap?
Fire! Have a nice flight.
Why, that little... Wait, what's that? Another pig? Yes, I believe it is. All right, round 2. Little pig, let me in.
Right on time. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
More rhyming? I'll tell you what I told the last pig. I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. Oh no. Not bees! No, not the bees! Get them off! Get them off! Get them off! Get them off!
Could this trap be any more obvious?
I think I finally got away from the... A house? Oh, thank goodness. Hello, is anyone home? I'm pretty banged up out here and I could really use your help. I've been blasted by a cannon, stung by hundreds of bees, and I just knocked out one of my teeth. Owie. If you're home, could you please let me in?
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Oh no. You're not another one of those nasty little pigs, are you? I gotta get out of here!
Not again!
Wow, look at him go!
That landing wasn't so bad. What's this? A tiny bed?
Mama, Papa, somebody's been sleeping in my bed. And there he is.
Well, well, well. What do we have here?
Looks like Mr. Wolf has a problem breaking into houses.
No, wait, it's a misunderstanding. Oh no.
And the three little pigs all lived peacefully in their own homes and never heard from the big bad wolf ever again. The moral? Never try to break into a pig's house, because there's no telling what they've got ready for intruders. Punch cannons, spring traps, even bees! Even bees. Those pigs are crazy. The end.